Hi, everyone, and welcome back to You're Not Alone. On this episode, we've got Zach Daly. So, you might know Zach Daly as a content creator full of smiles and laughter and a huge bubbly personality. But behind the videos is a life filled with trauma, homelessness, alcohol, and suicide. So, this conversation touches on child abuse, homelessness, losing loved ones to suicide, alcohol, and what it takes to rebuild your life when everything you've known has fallen apart. If any of these topics are difficult for you, please take care whilst listening. And if you are struggling yourself, remember that there is support available and you don't have to face it alone. So, Zach, thank you very much for joining me today.
You're very welcome.
So, for anyone who hasn't heard your story, where does it begin?
I don't know where to start, but if you want to know a little bit about myself, my name is Zach Daly. I am originally from United Arab Emirates, Abu Dhabi, born and bred. And I grew up in Liverpool.
Yeah. So, tell me about your childhood.
My childhood is a little bit dark, little bit trauma. My mum and dad got divorced when I was 6 months back in 1989. The law doesn't protect women that much in Abu Dhabi, and my mom was trying to get away from like domestic violence, and no one's were actually taking her rights. At the end, me dad said to her, "If you would like a divorce, then give me the custody of the kids." And my mom really literally had no chance, and she tried to get out of that relationship, and at the end, she gave him the custody of me and my brother.
And how was that for you?
I was I was really young. I was I was I was 6 months old. My grandma kind of took the mum side things. I think my dad took full custody at that time. Don't know how he managed to do that, but yeah, growing up, le- going between uncles' houses and stuff like that. Um, yeah, we were just very, very young.
What's your earliest memory of your childhood?
Just playing and being around my uncle's houses and yeah,
Yeah. Tell me about when your mum got you back, because you said that you moved to England with your mum.
yeah.
How did that come about if your dad had full custody?
Um, so um, so if we go back a little bit, my when my dad took the custody of me and my brother, my dad kind of took revenge of my mum because he was really in love with my mum, but kind of very, very toxic relationship. And me and my brother, we kind of lost of that motherhood. We were like having each other's back. We were literally having had life, me and my brother. We were just going to school. School is our life. My dad never used to take us for something to eat, never go for anything to play. It was a very, very a lonely childhood. And my dad used to beat me and my brother with wires and belts just because if we failed exams in school, we were very, very young. And that abuse started around 5, 6 years old.
Wow.
So every time we break something in the house and like anyone, like any child, you will just be naughty. And trust me, when I was a child, that was a fucking nightmare.
Well, most children are. I've got one.
But it was quite lonely, and my dad would lock us in the living room and get the wires and belt and can't can't have a way of telling us how you have to get better in school, but in an abusive way.
Yeah.
Me and my brother, we can't just been broken since we were young, and we we like my mum will come between now and then and pick us up to
Yeah.
Dubai, and my mum was like full of life and full of love, and I remember my grandma used to say to me and my brother, "Don't tell your mum that your dad beat you up," because my mum will just go really angry,
Mhm.
and it was very very trauma childhood that we felt, and then me. I remember one day my mum was driving to Dubai and looked at me and my brother. She goes, "I want to ask you a question." And we were very young. She said, "Does your dad beat you?" Or, and me and my brother, we just looked at each other and we just said, "No." She said, "Just please tell me the truth." And then we just nodded.
Mm.
And my mum was driving all the way to Dubai. She was just crying in the car. And I can't forget that
Yeah.
moment. Yeah.
Is that when she made the decision to bring us to the UK?
Um, no, as we grow, um, by age, between 13 and 14, we had the plan to move back to move with my mum because the life that we had, me and my brother, it was absolutely awful. We haven't had that love. The only love that we had from my uncles
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So, but because we were really poor and in that school, like our grades were not that great. None of the schools in Dubai were really accepting us because we were very young.
Yeah.
My mum spent money like in more education in the summer for like summer education, but unfortunately the degree did not match where we were supposed to be. So my mum thought, you know what, the best thing is I have an idea is to send you to England to study English.
Yeah.
And so me, my mum and my brother, um, we she she took us to Bath and she wanted somewhere that's very safe, a small city, and she paid for everything. I remember
Yeah.
being in a first class next to me mum. That's another story to tell. Um, but yeah, I think that's where we started our freedom.
So you must have been excited to come to England. What
Oh,
what life did you
well,
expect when you arrived?
I accepted freedom because we expecting to go out. The accommodation that we were in, we're allowed to buy whatever we want. Um, to just be a normal kid.
Yeah.
I with I've never had. We never used to play like after school. We never used to have anything. We never used to be free. Like my dad never said to us, "I love you." Oh, no compliment at all. So my mum will always kind of fill that gap
Yeah.
wherever she can. So it was amazing. I remember my mum gave me and my brother like £500 each. We were like very young, and she goes, "That's your pocket money." And we were like 15.
Yeah.
And my mum went back to Dubai, and then me and my brother and my accommodation manager, we went to Bristol, and I bought like my crave telly or whatever,
Yeah.
a fridge and everything. And then 2 days later, I rang my mum, "Can I have more money?" She goes, "Where's the 500 that you spent in 2 days? Do you think money grows?" Back in the days, like I'm
Yeah.
still
It's a
till
lot of money,
today
yeah.
at £500 at the age of 15.
Yeah.
And from England, what the fuck have you done with that money? And I think my mum had like set up a budget that we need to be careful with money and stuff
Yeah.
like that. But yeah,
So you're living in the UK, you and your brother, and your mum's gone back to Dubai, and you're learning English. At what point, it seems like your life's getting better. At what point does things start to change? Because you've mentioned things to me about homelessness and things like that. What led
um,
to that?
so basically, me after we finish, studying, we moved to Chelsea. My mum had like she was going through a lot. She started to be a political writer in social media, and then we kind of just lived in isolation because, excuse me, is that okay? Or should you
No,
shut
that'll
it?
be fine.
My mum started like write on articles and stuff like that because kind of like I don't want to go into details, but because I don't know the full details, but we can't isolation and um moved into Chelsea, and that's where my mum like we had like a lot of like staff, car, like my mum used to like go shopping and stuff like that. But yeah, we used to be isolation, and then obviously I knew I was gay,
Yeah.
but I didn't know how serious it is. So I knew I kissed a boy when I was 12 years old.
Yeah.
Back I would Abu Dhabi. I was in love with him and everything, when you're very
Yeah.
young, and I was going, oh my God. We used to text each other all that love um, texts and everything, but I didn't realize how serious it is until the age of 17 when I looked at myself in the mirror. I was going, shit, I am gay. And that's kind of the battle with me and myself started because if you think about it, um, it's illegal to be gay back home.
Yeah.
If you're gonna be out, it's a no-no. Family, culture, religion, everything. It's gonna be no-no, and I think that's where a lot of struggle has come on. And then I wrote a massive letter to a doctor in Lebanon, and I said to her, "Is there a way to become straight? Because because I can't. I need to go back to my family. I'm gonna lose everything." And I've hid that letter in my laptop. And then one day, my mum took my laptop because her laptop is broke.
Oh, wow. So that's what she found out.
She saw the letter, but she woke me up at 8 o'clock in the morning. She goes to me, "What's my family's gonna say?" That's the first thing she said to me. Um, at that time, the trust between my mum has gone, and I tried to convince her that I'm changing or whatever it's that, but obviously you
Yeah.
can't change. The battle with me and myself, the battle with me and myself for a year that time, it was really, really horrible. Um, until a year later, my mum took everything from me, like the laptop and everything. I
Is that
can't,
just because she thought
yeah,
she was
yeah,
gay?
kind of just, yeah, it was kind of really fighting with myself a lot. And then a year later, my mum gave like a PlayStation back to my brother or whatever. And then I can't believe I say this, but yeah, I started looking like into like my MSN and everything, and then think they came up me talking to a lad again,
Yeah.
and then my mum goes, "You'll have to go back to your dad. I can't handle this."
Oh, wow.
And that's when I was going, "I'm not going back to my dad." So I remember picking up a water and the Quran and run away from home in London, and I run, and I was crying, didn't know where I was going, and I ended up in the police station crying. My English was really, really upside down. Um, but I just, at that time, I completely understand where my mom's coming from because obviously it's a culture and everything.
She
But
was just scared of the
yeah,
repercussions.
sorry. But yeah, unfortunately, me, I had to ring my accommodation manager, Nicola, who I still in touch with her. She came in, she gave me like £200. She booked me like an hotel in a guest house, and she said to me, for 2 days to think about it, you need to go back to your mum. And after 2 days, I said, I'm not going back because being gay is something really big
Yeah.
and it's something that it's not fixable. And I don't think anyone will understand. But at the same time, like my, like my mum, I love her, and I know my mum loves me to bits. Because, but unfortunately, when it comes to things like that, it's very, very complicated.
Mhm.
And then I was homeless for a month in London. I was sleeping like in a squat. One of them like a big hotel used to be a hotel or closed down. I
Yeah.
used to sneak in. I used to get up early in the morning, 6 o'clock, go and brush my teeth in McDonald's, and then go to churches and get a shower. Sometimes getting fed in the churches. It was really quite a hard time for me.
Must
But
be
yeah,
so scary.
yeah. It was a very lonely place. I remember that time I wasn't drinking, and
Yeah.
so I met people similar to my situation, but I've never drunk.
Sounds like it got to the point where you were like, I can't hide this anymore. So you
Yeah.
had to be who you are, but you had nowhere to go. And
I had no choice. I had to run. Yeah.
God. If you could speak to that version of yourself, now, what would you say to them?
Think I've done the right decision.
Yeah, keep going.
Yeah, keep going, and I've made the right decision. Yeah,
You're very, very resilient.
thank you.
You are. So, when you were sleeping on the streets, what was the one thing that kept you going?
I don't
What
know.
got you through it,
I
and
miss.
where was the light at the end
I
of the tunnel?
think I was missing my mum a lot. What kept me going? I think being myself. I felt I finally I could be myself. There's nothing to hide. There's no
Yeah,
controlling. If you think about it, throughout my childhood, I've been beaten up, I've been isolated, and I
through
kind
it
of
thick
had that
skin.
freedom that I had, and if finally I could be myself, is yeah, that that is keep going, and yeah.
What was the point where things started to get better after that? So after that month, what happened?
Um, Obviously, I have to sort out my immigration status and everything because obviously I can't go back home. Um, if you think about it, it's illegal to be gay in Abu Dhabi. It's up to 14 years, and in Dubai, it's up 8 years. And I was going, I had to sort out my immigration status, and I've sorted it out. And then since then, obviously, I had to move to um, a place where I feel more safe, and I moved
Yeah,
to Liverpool. Um, and I got, I've sorted out my paperwork in 2012, and then I worked since then.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
So you mentioned obviously you've sadly lost your mum and your brother.
yeah.
Can you talk me through what happened?
I think this is probably the first time I'm gonna be openly talking exactly what happened. Because it's quite emotional. Um, I was working until 11 o'clock. 11. I was working until 11 o'clock in Cozy Club in Liverpool One, and I used to live with me mate and her girlfriend and her mum, and me mate was texting me saying to me, "The police transport is looking for you," and I was going. I thought they were joking
Yeah,
because I've never been arrested. I've never
that's your
got
first
over.
thought. What we're
Yeah,
doing.
I thought they were winding me up, and I've never took it that seriously. And then I got I got back in, and then my friend's mom was there, and she handed me a number which is 0151, and I was going, that could be a bloody joke because what police number is 0151? Rang them. They said they're gonna be in my flat. In my flat. They're gonna be in the house in 15 minutes. 15 minutes exactly. They were outside the door. Said to me, "You alright, Jack?" I said, "Yeah." And then came in, sat me down. "How's your day?" Blah blah blah. He said to me, "We've got news about your brother." Your brother Mohammed. And I said, "I haven't seen him in 6 years." He said, "Your brother jumped in front of a train and killed himself this morning." And I, I cried, screaming in the living room. My mate's mum was holding me, and I was screaming everywhere. And I was in her um, legs, crying, shaking, everything. Then about 20 minutes later, I've looked at him and I said to him, it was two police officers. So it was one in his 70s and there's another one very young. I said, "Why are you coming to me? Why are you not going to me mum?" He goes, "What's your mum's name?" To date of birth, and I gave them. He went back in the car for like 40 minutes and came back and said to me, "Zach, I'm really sorry, but your mum died last year in January and she also jumped in front of a train and killed herself." My world fell apart. At that time, I, I
I
promised myself, I promised myself that I'm not going to cry because my world fell apart because I've always had the chance that I will speak to my mum and I will get that relationship back. Me well thought about screaming in the house. I was screaming everywhere. And I was grabbing me mate's mum and I was going, "Me mum is dead. Me mum is dead." So it wasn't even one lost. It was two. And that pain and that feeling because I was giving it to my mum, my mum, my mum, my mum, and was just really crying. And uh, um, and the two police officer, I think they were not expecting to deliver
Both.
that bad news, and they said, "We'll just leave you," uh, and they left, and I was just crying with my mate's mum, and then I remember going to the kitchen. I was looking for a drink. It was a bottle of vodka, but it was only a little bit left. So I poured a little bit with the Diet Coke. And because I'm in that shock, I couldn't drink it. And I was sitting in the bed. I couldn't sleep. I was just crying, crying. And I was going, I think my friend deserved to know. I couldn't hide anything like that. It was 3 o'clock in the morning and I wrote a big status on Facebook. And because I'm tired, I slept. And I've slept, I think, at 5 o'clock. I posted that. And then um, around 7:30, me mate turned up at my house, woke me up, gave me a hug, said, let's get out the house. We'll just go somewhere. And I think we went somewhere. We stayed in for overnight. Um, and I think it was, sorry, I'm trying to not sort out my makeup. Um, I think every time I was about to do something, like I will watch a telly, or I will watch a telly, and then 2 minutes later, my mum is dead. I will go and make a toast. My mum's dead.
Just
I,
play it
I,
on your mind.
I will go and do something else. My mum and my brother dead. Both of them. I think my mum's death hit me more. But that obviously I love them both, but my mum's death hit me more.
Probably because it's happened and you've not known about it.
Yeah, I think a lot of question people say why you have not been told because my brother just went to a mosque and asked them to bury my mum, and that's how she's been buried. But I buried my brother. Obviously, never came across coroner or anything like that. It's really, really something was very new to me. Uh, but but yeah,
Wow.
it's
I'm so
been 10
sorry.
years.
I'm so sorry you've
And,
been through that.
yeah, it's really hard, and I feel every time I talk about it, I get emotional. Um, because I've never, ever, I don't want anyone to go through that because it was really, really hard. I don't know what was going through my mum's head. Obviously, she was struggling with her mental health, and she was. I remember before I left my mum, she was starting pulling her hair, and I've heard from all the paperwork that I got, because of my mum's death, my brother struggled and had no way,
No.
had no.
Did your brother have any kind of, would he have been able to contact you if he
I
tried
think
to?
we didn't know how to contact each other because it was really hard. It was really hard.
How did you get through that?
I think if you think about it, like um, a lot of people who's not close to me or people on social media, they don't know that Zach Daly is a nickname because
Yeah.
it is a brand, Zach Daly.
So it's not your
So
real name.
my real name is like obviously, I want to keep it private to me.
Yeah.
But my real name is Arabic name, like full Abu Dhabiish Arabic name that I'm very, very proud of. And my
Yeah.
closest friend knows that. Like all my friend knows about it. And um, to be honest, I could say the first name. It's Ahmed. Like,
Yeah.
I've got nothing to hide. But I feel like Zach, the name came from when I came out as gay. And I remember I didn't want anyone to know, and uh, I didn't want the culture to know. And I remember this girl was saying to me, "I'll call you Paul." I said, "No,
Cool.
I'll call you Jean." I said, "What is wrong
I
with
feel
you?"
like that suits you well.
And then she said, "I'll call you Zach." I said, "Oh, I love that." And then I've chose daily, so people could remember me every day.
It feels like it's more than just a name. It's like
A
a
very
brand.
Zach
Yeah.
daily, and that is
So everyone
very.
sees Zach Daily online. You're everywhere, TikTok, Instagram. I feel like every time I open the app, you're there. Um, who is the Zach that we don't get to see?
I think I think because I've been through a lot, um, there's a very sad or when I'm crying and when I'm going through a lot, I always switch myself online because I'm trying to protect myself. Throughout my life and everything, there's a lot of pain inside me. As much as you meet me and you see me have his sag. And I'm so good at sometimes holding that mask, but that mask could be draining. Like this is, of course, that is the real me and everything.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna cry, and I'm not gonna be. I'm only gonna show vulnerability to the people that I love and I trust. Um, and people want the best for me. People want to help me around throughout my journey.
Yeah.
And yeah, like for example, um, to be honest, all my friends, my closest friend, they know my real name. Like
Yeah.
everyone who knows me, they know my real name. But I feel like very secure on it. I kept it because it's the name that my mum gave it to me, and it's her dad's name.
Yeah.
So I thought I would just.
Well, changing your name has always worked for you because you are creating a brand for yourself now and you are doing so well for yourself. You're everywhere on social
Yeah.
media, you content
To be
creator.
honest, at the moment, it's only in a cream.
Yeah.
Yeah, all my paperwork, it's like my Arabic
Oh,
name.
yeah, but it's like Beyonce. Oh, Beyonce's name is Beyonce, isn't it?
Rihanna.
Rihanna,
Rihanna,
yeah.
yeah. It's Rihanna her real
I
no?
don't think so.
Hard to be I'm
Yeah.
comparing myself.
No, but it's
And
creating a brand,
yeah,
aren't you?
yeah, and I feel like since coming out and being myself, I felt like Zach Daly is the person that I am becoming. You know what I mean?
You should be really proud of yourself, how far you've come, getting through like that. What you've just told me, just it's gut wrenching. It really
It is
is.
hard. It's really hard.
But you are doing so well, and I see you everywhere online. But as we were talking about earlier, as well as you're doing and as nice as you come across, you still get haters,
Yeah.
people just being mean.
You know
Won't
what?
talk to me about that.
Um I just feel like every person who's being horrible to me or unkind, I just pray for them. I just wish them well. I hope they're healed because um no matter where you go in life, you need to remember that life will haunt you back in,
Yeah.
no matter how you hurt people. But I've just kept focusing on myself and keep that noise away. And I had to grow. I had to force myself to grow. And so yeah, there's nothing better than being yourself.
Yeah. I think one thing I'd like to get out there is talking here about mental health and people taking their own lives. People think because they say things online, it means nothing. You never know how far you're going to push someone and what they're going through personally or how weak they are at that exact moment. One little comment can push somebody over the edge. People need to start being
It,
kinder.
you know what? Yeah, that's hit me because it's really upsetting. Obviously, I get told, and a lot of people getting told and stuff like that. But there is also a few things that you could report to Instagram. Obviously, there is a lot of things um, with the police. They actually protecting a lot of people from the online trolling and protecting people from mental health. Obviously, I've been through it, and they're being absolutely amazing. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
You were telling me about something you joined recently. What was that?
Oh, you mean Move Networking?
Yeah, tell me about that.
Um, I always wanted to be part of Move Networking. It's a business networking group that help people um, 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 to be a better human being in their business and with their connections. I always wanted to be part of it, and I've got it in my emails, and I started joining in November, not last year, the year before, and I didn't ended up going until July.
Yeah.
um, Mark Walden and Andrea, who are the business owners, and that opportunity that they gave me, it's absolutely amazing. They took the time to get to know me. They give me the confidence to work on myself
Mhm.
and work really hard there. And if I needed some advice or anything, and I think they took the time with me,
Yeah.
and I think sometimes this is showed how people character are because you're representing your business, and if you're hearing noises from people, you you go, oh gosh, no, I want to, I would like to get to know that person
Yeah.
and see what I'm getting out of it. And I've gained so much confidence, so much knowledge, so much advice. Um, During that time being part of Move, I gained a lot of collab, a lot of connections,
Yeah.
and I'm studying business management as well. So this is also involved with my study.
Yeah.
Um, Mark and Andrea being absolutely and but kind to me. Any advice since I've joined Move, I stopped drinking.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm focusing on stopping vaping. Um, I'm finished my first year in uni. Um,
Mhm.
I built up so many amazing relationship with people in business. I've learned a lot.
I
Um,
love what you said to me before, like earlier on about because Zach hasn't drank for what 9 months now, and you said something about spirits being called spirits because it
yeah,
attracts bad energy. I
yeah.
love that because
I,
discovery does
you know
that.
what? Before I talk about that, I remember walking in with Mark in the walking, and I was going through a really, really hard time. Um, and I was opening up to Mark, and Mark said to me, the best thing you could do is stop drinking. And and I remember one of the girls as well from Move called Liz as well, who hasn't drunk for a while, said the same thing. So that is kept ringing a bell with me every time I'll go to bed. And then I woke up one day in October and I said, I don't want to feel like that ever, ever again. And that decision has made, and I don't miss it. I've never struggled. I really never struggled. And I always say that to people every time when someone coming to me, are you still not drunk? I said, yeah. I made the decision and I built up that boundaries and I hold myself accountable on anything that I'm doing. And because alcohol and drugs open up the demon and bad spirits and it makes you say stuff. It just makes you yeah, alcohol, it's an Arabic word as well. It means spirit.
Yeah.
So you open up into a really dark spirit that they will take advantage of you when you are
Yeah.
intoxicated. That's why people feel like shit a week
Yeah.
later. But yeah, I'm absolutely loving this version of Zach dating.
So, what message would you leave for someone listening today that is feeling alone?
Do not give up, please. Do not give up because there is something on you that makes you unique. And I always say that everyone is different. There is something in you no one's gonna take it away, and that's yourself. There's always help out there. There's always good people out there.
Mhm.
Always, always people. Will not give up on you. People will encourage you. People will give you counter signs of hope to build on you, to build it in
Yeah,
yourself.
you're not alone.
Yeah, you're not alone at all,
That's
and
the name of
do
the
not
podcast.
give up. Yeah. You're not alone. Yeah.
Well, this one of the reasons I've done this is obviously I've done it because of addiction for my mum. meant you've covered so many bases with
Yeah,
alcohol being bad and like suicide and
yeah,
trauma and your identity and having to hide who you were and then being shamed for who you
yeah,
are.
yeah,
So the fact you've come out the other side, you're such an inspiration to so many people.
yeah.
You should be extremely proud of yourself.
You know what? Just while we were talking about this, when we're talking about being yourself and pride, I have been marching in Liverpool Pride since 2010. Pride means a lot to me, and pride is being the struggle that I had. Is I don't want any person to struggle the way I struggled
Yeah.
and give them a hope. That's why I march. So I am really, really excited about Liverpool Pride this year. I'm working with them, so there is something really excited coming up. And I just want to tell a little hint. Me dress is amazing, amazing. And when it comes to Pride, I have to be out there because, my rainbow dress, one of my friends from Wales, she rang me, she goes to me, my daughter came from school and they were talking like just about Pride and they showed them my
Oh my
picture.
God,
So if
really?
I could make a changes in people's life to encourage them to be kind and reduce homophobic, happy days.
Yeah.
So I'm excited and I'm always telling everyone um to just keep an eye on my page. And yeah, I'm excited.
I love it. Thank you so much for coming on. I
You're
love your
welcome.
energy. Your story is just, I can't even put into
Thank you for
words.
having me. And
I,
it's my pleasure.
yeah. Thank you.
Very welcome.